Welcome back to part 4 of this Pintail duck wood carving project. And as you can see, I'm working on the eyes, and I'm using the epoxy sculpt to do the eyelid detail. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to be drawing on the feathers on the body, and I'm going to start carving the feather relief in the body. I apologize for it being so long between part 3 and part 4. Most of this was shot about 3-4 weeks ago, but I've been down at deer camp for the last week and a half, and just now getting back and getting settled in and getting back into the grind of things here at home. But I appreciate y'all watching, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you like these videos. It helps the channel grow. So I'm going to get back to the video in progress. And I'm just kind of smoothing, using that paintbrush to smooth it out a little bit. This epoxy sculpt. Wasn't enough. Might need to be a little wide open. All right. As you can see, I took this tiny little awl, and they almost have like a scale around the eye, on the eyelids. And I just went through and put some little indentions in there. And just kind of smooth them out just by kind of pushing on them a little bit. Alright. I'm going to let that set up, and I'm going to start drawing feathers on the body. From all the reference photos I've looked at, feathers are small on the front, the head. They get bigger and bigger as they go back, and then they start getting smaller again towards the tail. So I'm just kind of drawing in the rough shape. I'm probably gonna be sanding again before I finish it. But I've got the feather pattern in pretty much laid in. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start carving in some of the detail up in here, because I think I'm happy with these. I may even go down to the sides here, but the wing tips here, I'm going to study a little bit right in here. Sorry, the windy camera. But this area right in here, the tail feathers will come on out, will come down to here, so all this will be taken off. So I'm still, and once I get these on, I'll look at it for a couple days and I'll study more reference photos, and then I'll start carving the detail in these. And I'm just kind of lightly drawing them on. I'm not putting any much pressure on it, because I can erase it or lightly sand it off. So I'll look at it for a couple of days before I actually start carving the feather detail. So that's where I am, and I'll do the same on the head. I've got some good close-up shots of feather patterns and details on the head, so I'll start adding that on here too after that epoxy sculpt has cured overnight. Alright, I've got all the feathers drawn on, kind of the feather patterns. I'm just going off of reference photos here, and I will may redraw them on a little bit as I go. My problem area right now is this tail. I need to start getting this shaped in. I got the eyes done. If I can get that up here close, you can see it. I may have showed you up close yesterday, but the epoxy sculpt has set, so I can start putting a little bit of detail in here. But I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on this tail section here and start getting these wing tips to stand out a little bit more, and work on this tail section here. So I'm gonna get started on that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my flex cut. I just bought these here a while back, specifically to do this duck. This is gonna allow me to get in, undercut some of the, and I'll show you that. But I'm gonna start on this tail section here. Just using this flex cut to cut straight down. And again, I don't know what I'm doing because I've never done this before. I'm just going off by what I think it should be, or what looks logical to me, if that makes sense. And there's probably another way to do it. And I'm sure as I do more, I'll get used to doing more. And I'm just cutting straight down so I can get around these feathers and give them a little bit of a, start making them pop off a little bit. I'm sure I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. So what this is now here's for is to get the little undercuts. I'm gonna have to bring this back here a little bit. I'm probably going to use power a bit once I get these feathers down some to take this part down. I'm used to holding a fish. This is duck body is a little different. Man, I sure miss the 70s out here. I could sit out here all day long and not ever hear a car go by. And we were the last house on this country road for 10 miles. Now I got neighbors all around me. They still can't get close to me though, because I've got 8 acres out here, almost 9. But it doesn't stop the progress of the traffic around here. Oh, I didn't think of that before. Just taking the heel of that knife, pushing it in for the straight down cut. A little bit easier to control. Alright, I'm going to use this little saber. I don't know if this is a saber tooth bit or not. It came with the Fordham, but it's got what's called a safe end. There's no grinding on the end here. It's all on the end, so and it lets me get in here without getting on the edge of something. So that helps a lot on these. So I'm just going to take this, bring this back down here. Last year I had something kind of neat happen to me. A gentleman by the name of Carlton contacted me. He's actually an Arkansas State representative, but he also has an outdoor production company, and he produces a couple of fishing shows, national fishing shows. And the show is called Live Bait, and it's on the World Fishing Network, on Dish Network on channel 394 if you got Dish and you're in the United States. But anyway, he contacted me about doing a segment on one of his shows about my wood carving. And I said, heck yeah, sounds like fun, I'll do it. So we set up a time, and he came out to my house and with a crew, and we did a little video segment, and it aired on his show a couple months later. And he called me a couple months ago and wanted to do another segment to kind of catch up on what's happened to me in the last year. He knew about my win in the World Taxidermy Fish Carving Championship, so he wants to talk about that. And he also wants to talk about new the new carvings I've done. So we actually done the segment this past Monday, and it's supposed to air next month in December. I don't know the time or date yet, but he's supposed to let me know when it comes on. If you're interested in watching, if you'll follow me on my Facebook page, Wild Impressions Wood Carving by Danny Harris, I'll post it there when as soon as he gives me a date and time. But I've got um, the other segment, the first segment we've done, is in my playlist. If you're interested in watching that, I'll put a link to it down in the comment section. But I just thought it was kind of cool that he wanted to do that. It was a fun thing to do, and I really appreciate the exposure. And he's actually talking about doing maybe a regular segment once a year or so, maybe twice a year. So we'll see. It just sounded like a lot of fun, and I'm kind of excited about doing it. But anyway, if you're interested in watching that, go check it out.
Just taking a fingernail file and smoothing out these car edges where I went in underneath it. I really should wait to save that to last because I'm going to end up breaking that off if I'm not careful. I think I will wait till I take it completely down until I get the rest of it shaped up. Just want a hint of a little bit of a feather texture in here. I think the paint, it's got texture to it. May not show up on camera. It's got texture on it, but I think the paint will kind of help define the feather patterns on there, because they had that vermiculation. That's going to be hard to paint, but it also kind of hides the feather pattern. So I don't know if I want to use a stone and carve in the detail, or just use the burner and do it. What to do. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think about it. Okay, that's going to do it for part 4 of this Pintail duck wood carving project. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me in the comment section below. Part 5's coming up. It'll be burning feathers, so I hope you'll stick around for that one. Got Thanksgiving coming up here in a couple days. I hope everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving and a good time with your family and friends, and I'll see you on part 5.